The first step is to open up our builder and create a 2D list for our aquifer, or I'm just going to double click on Builder 2019 in 20. It should open this view, and we can go to File at the top. So this is the point where you select the simulator you want to use. In our case, it will be GEM, and the units will be SI. I'm going to work on the single porosity. We will be talking a bit about our porosity in the video around CO2 sequestration model. When we do with the Caprock leakage model, so with the single processing, I assuming that this model reservoir doesn't have any natural ruptures. At the bottom, I'm going to input the simulation start date, which is going to be 2000. And once everything finished, let's click OK. The builder will summarize the option that we have chosen, so we can just click OK, and this LAN window will open up. So builder is organized into different sections. Okay, we start from the top to bottom. Start from the reservoir, writing how to build the rig component, BVT property, rock fluid, relative permeability curves, how to initialize the model, and initial how to numerical tune the model, the numerical real mechanics, and well recurrent for anything to do with the wells. At the very top talk, there is an idea, I/O control, where we can input some information about this model. If you go to the right around button at the top and go to title and scale ID, we can put a title like scale. The core one, it will be CO2 to the base case. And we will just click OK. And we build the model. Builder will say 1. We save this model. And we save all this information in a stat file, as well in which we will be able to also see the keywords. In CMG, you normally have the option of working with interface, like this filter, or working with the stat file. We have a look at the stat file. It rests view by the UGOI. Okay, guys. So let's move on the reservoir section. I'm just going to right around button, create a Cartesian, and run different type of rig. You can pick from the typical Cartesian corner point, radial. Let's go for the Cartesian, and in here, I'm going to create a model of 100 logs. In the I direction, just one log in Z direction. To minimize a 2D model, so no more than one log in Z direction. And then only 20 layers we put for the log. Why? I'm going to assume that each log is 10 meters in length, so it can be quickly defined by writing 100 times pi. In here, the Z is only one log, so just 110 is enough. So once this is done, we click OK. And at this point, we are still in grid editing module. We want to delete that. I'm just going to right click anywhere on the wheel area. And with drop mouse, that's this boy. I'm going to specify some properties for this trick. I'm going to go to specific property. So the top of this trick, I am going to assume that the top of my aquifer is located at 1,200 meters. So this is specific. So this is specific under this top for layer 1, the first layer, 1200, and the reed thickness will be 5 meter, so each block will be 5 meter thick in the vertical direction. So this is input by inserting 5 on the first line, which corresponds to the horn width means. On the layer has the same thickness, 5. Regarding the porosity is 0.18. And then rolling forward, we find permeability in I, Z, and K direction. And none of them are going to be 100 millidarcy. That's all property I need for now. I'm just going to click OK at the bottom here. The builder will plus on the property that we have just input. And I'm going to start noting on this window and just click OK. So now if you want to, you can change the view to IK view. So we have assigned by the reservoir or even in the GD view to check the shape of our model with a assay is just a symbol both in 2D dimension. What are we learning to do is to define a well down here at the bottom corner. At the bottom left corner of the structure, the well will be injecting CO2 in this location, and then we will, of course, analyze the movement of the CO2 throughout the rig. I think the rig will be filled with the water every very sentient I refer in this case. Okay, there are some properties that I will still need to specify of the reservoir section. So a warning message did it up about rock compressibility. Hey, we can see and let double click on rock compressibility. Okay, this window will pop up, so I can put the rock compressibility value, which would be 5.8 E-7, and the rock reference register for calculating effects of the rock compressibility will be 11,800 kilopascal. We are not accounting for them for thermal effect, so here I'm just going to leave the default. I'm just going to go to OK. This is a good point for saving this model. And let's just go to File, Cell A, and in here you can override the default name. We keep that with the default. This attention for CMC input dataset. This will be called exercise 1, and that will be our base case. And just click OK on that. And we will meet again for next session in the component.